Hey, good morning. This is Ray over here at Namrack Farms. Right here behind me, I've got Maple with her little son, Syrup. Got a story to tell you from this past Saturday. It involved Maple and Syrup. And I want to show you a little something, part of that story. You can see I've moved all the sheep into the big field except for my two big rams, Tony and Caesar. They're right over there still in the other field. There's a reason for that. This past Saturday, after coming in from doing chores, I looked out the window just a few minutes later, and this little fella, who is literally the smallest lamb out here, tiny little fella, Maple's doing a great job, first time mom, Syrup was being beaten by Tony. Tony was knocking this little fella over time and time again. He tried to get up and Tony would just smash him into the ground. I'm gonna be honest with you, that didn't sit too well with me. So I ran outside and in all frankness, I got upset. And I ran over straight to that situation, and of course Tony, being skittish of me, got up and ran off, leaving behind Tony beaten, battered, and bruised. Well, I made sure Tony was all right, and then I made sure Syrup was all right, and I turned my attentions to Tony. And I stood between, and he kept trying to get back to this little fellow, and the reason was he was trying to get rid of this fella so he could be with that lady. Well, I stood between him and this little lamb, and I stayed there for a good half hour, inviting Tony, actually, I'm just being honest, inviting him to try me, because I, the shepherd, was going to protect my lamb. And I want to use that story just to encourage you with this today. Life sometimes will beat you, it will batter you, and it will leave you bruised. Sometimes it will come from somebody that you least expect it to happen from. But our good shepherd loves his sheep. And he says, I defend the cause of the poor and the needy. That little fellow was poor and needy in that moment. And I love that verse in Jeremiah 22, where Jeremiah was speaking of David. And he said, did not David do what was right in the eyes of the Lord, and it went well with him? Did not David defend the cause of the poor and the needy? Is that not what it means to know me, declares the Lord. So today I want you to be encouraged with this, that our good shepherd, if you're in a situation where you're being beaten down, you're being battered, you're being bruised, our good shepherd has his eye on you, and he's on his way for the rescue. Go enjoy the shepherd. I'll see you soon.